All right, all right. Thank you for tuning in to the big one. Pastor Byron Gaskin, Bible study Wednesday night live. Supposed to be 10 o'clock, but 10:15 CPT, Color People Time. I know I just posted something from 3 years ago, a memory. But tonight, it's a big night. Things are going on big in America. They said that Israel bombed a hospital. I don't believe they did. Why? Why? Well, for one, I'm from Bay City. Somebody tell me something. The first thing I said, why are you telling me? Why? I wasn't like that when I moved from Galveston. There wasn't so much gossip, but we got to Bay City. Folk be saying stuff. It usually come with look, I'm gonna tell you, but don't you tell nobody. All that. I'm gonna tell you, but and why you telling me? You know what I'm saying? Put that on me. But it happened in Galveston. When I was a freshman. I was skipping school with Swag. Was Swag still around? No, Squag, man, it was Squag. And I skipped so many days till I needed a petition. I skipped over 10 days. And I've been signing my mama's name, write excuses for absence, sign my mama's name and everything, like it wasn't nothing, like clockwork. When it come time for a petition, I say, Squag. I'm hanging out with Squag. He's older than me. And shooting ball together and all that, skipping. Back then, when I was a freshman, there wasn't a no pass, no play rule. You could flunk and still play ball in 9th grade. So brothers graduated, man, they were good athletes, they couldn't even spell cat. They couldn't even spell D. How you graduate from high can't spell D? But it was a no pass. It wasn't no pass. Yeah, that wasn't the rule. Ross Perot started that. Like the no pass, no play. Brothers still hooping. Thought that might affect the brothers. But nah, that didn't affect the brothers. Brothers still hooping, playing ball, passing, making. Anyway, so we skipping school. And, so I said, I need a petition. They said, you got to get a petition if you miss over 10 days. Squag say, man, if you don't have no doctor's note, then man, you might as well not even try to get a petition. I said, huh? It threw me out when he said doctor's note, because I've been bringing notes every time, but sign my mama's name to him. Said I need a doctor's note, threw me off, so they get on the loudspeaker. I took them F's. I took them incomplete. I flunked in 9th grade. Okay. The next year come around, I was still skipping school. I missed over 10 days. But Swag wasn't around. He wasn't around. But what he said in my ear, it's still in my ear from the previous year. It's still in my ear. I could have went to summer school and passed. No, I wanted to come to Bay City. So I didn't stay and go to summer school. So my mama let me make that decision. I'm a knucklehead, immature, naive, still wet behind the ears. I came to Bay City, so I flunked in 9th grade. When it was embarrassing. I went back to school next year. I was skipping again, and it came up about the petition. It's still in my ear what Squag said. This is why I don't listen to everybody. It's still in my ear what Squag said. So they come on a loudspeaker and say, okay, you got 5 days. If you miss too many days, to come get a petition. Then they come on, you got 4 days, 3 days, 2 days. I'm still thinking about what Squag said. You got 1 day. Okay, the deadline is today to get the petition. Take it to your teacher, let them sign the paper and bring it back. Okay. I didn't go. Squag still, even though Squag not there, he's still in my ear from what he said the year before. I was past the deadline a day late. I said, I'm just a flunk again. I'm just a flunk. I'm passing some of these classes. I'm gonna get an incomplete, which means it's an F. Incomplete, you flunk. It's an INC, incomplete. I was a day late. I strolled my behind in the office. I said, yeah, can I help you? I said, yes, ma'am. I kind of, mind you, I didn't have a note. I had no doctor's note. I didn't even forward the note this time. They said, may I help you? I'm like, yeah, I need a petition. I'm assuming that I need a petition. They said, you get a petition. They said, here, I reached behind the desk, got a paper. Here, take this to your teacher, let them sign it and bring it right back. I said, I'll be ducked. They asked for no note. They didn't ask for a doctor's note. They asked for a mama's note. After that day, I want to hear from the horse's mouth. I don't want to hear with nobody else. You can believe me. From 15 years old, I don't want to hear he say, she say. I want to hear from the horse's mouth, so to speak. And when Genesis 33 with Jacob, he was running from his brother. He had been gone 20 years. And when he went back to meet his brother forgave him. And they hugged. His brother wanted to kill time and lapse. But I'm glad he didn't go by what people would say. Man, your brother's still mad at you. You know, your brother, man, don't go. No, he went himself to see. Yeah, he was afraid. He was afraid. He had his wives go first. No, the maid servants go first. I call them his wives because nowadays it's common law marriage. Nowadays, somebody said, man, I don't believe, man, nowadays it's common law marriage. It is. It's common law marriage. And so back then, the maid servant went with their kids, and then Leah went to meet Esau's brother. They were afraid. Esau come with 400 men to meet, amen, Jacob. Jacob don't know what to expect. Because when he left, Esau was talking about killing him for stealing the blessing. So he sent his kids, he sent herds of cattle. We talked about that last chapter 32. He sent the cattle, sent the goats, she-goats, and all that as a gift to him, to his brother. And so now it's the family. Now his brother coming, and Jacob sent his wives, sent the kids, Rachel last, Rachel with Joseph last, and there he go. So in the 4th verse, we're in chapter 33 tonight. Chapter 33, I'm going to read the verse, then we're going to get into the text. Chapter 33 and 4, some say this is the most important text. I got another text tonight, and then the most important. 33 and 4, it says, and Esau ran to meet him and embraced him and fell on his neck and kissed him, and they wept. I mean, they cried. That's the most important verse. They wept. Time had lapsed. He forgave his brother. 20 years. It might have took 20 years. 20 years that went by. Amen. He didn't hear. He went himself. He didn't hear from nobody else. He went himself and got it from the horse's mouth. And his brother had forgiven him. So we're going to dive into this lesson tonight. I got a couple more nuggets to get out of here. In this lesson, the last verse of this lesson, Jacob, he bought a piece of land and he named it Israel. In this lesson, we're talking about Israel. Israel is in the news. I just happened to be on chapter 33 tonight. I was on 32 last week when the angel changed Jacob's name to Israel. But he still wasn't calling him Israel. They were still calling him Jacob. We were talking about Jacob and Esau. But the angel changed his name. But everybody was still calling him Jacob. But tonight, he bought a piece of land. He named that land. It's in 33 and 20. 33 and 20, Jacob named this piece of land LOL, El-Elise-Israel. It's in chapter 33, verse 20. Okay? So, you little this song, I'm going to dive into this lesson. We're going to see why would Israel bomb Gaza.
I don't do the most, but I do a lot. I'ma make a toast, cause we still alive. No big, I feel like pop. I shoot a shot. I'm coming in hot. Yeah, coming in hot. Just like the fajita. I write what I live. My life in the speaker. I'm nice with the flow. Just like the demeanor. I'm feeding my fam. I'm feeding the meter. They got the iron while I got the steamer. I bring the fire, but you never seen her. I testify, I don't need a subpoena. They want my soul, better go to Korea. I love my dog just like I'm Peter. Gotta protect him. I made the call up, but just like I'm rapping. I know we left you, now we back together, but I guess that is better now. Later than never, like, what's happening? I'ma need y'all quit asking when. Me and my wife gonna have some kids. Right now we just practicing. Teacher said quit rapping, man. That gon' hurt my average. I said thank God I ain't average. Yeah, I'm a bright young man. Kill the GPA and the BPM. Look, we on. So say what you say, cause that's A with Lecrae. From the A train to the A, I'm coming in hot. I don't do the most, but I do a lot. I'ma make a toast, cause we still alive. No.
All right. Thank y'all for tuning in again. I'm gonna dive right into this lesson. I'm talking about blessings. I'm talking about blessings tonight. Amen. But we'll hear it from the horse's mouth though. Why would Israel bomb a hospital? And people so quick to believe a lie before the truth. I'm not there, I don't know. But when I hear all sides of the story, I can't say, don't get mad with me, I can't say. But why would, when they trying to get the hostages back, that take all the attention off the hostages and put on the hospital? No, and I can't say a lot back. I haven't studied this like that. I've been studying the Bible for 35 years. But even though I've been to Israel, I'm gonna bring my picture with me at the Dome, Gold Dome. It's at the barbershop. I've been by there to get it. But no, so I haven't studied Gaza. But when we went to Israel, they was talking about Gaza then. Tour guys said we're not going by Gaza. They had military then. I felt safer in Israel than I did in America back then. Why? Because it was crack in '94. It was the Bloods and the Crips. And you gonna get took if you out late at night. You couldn't, when crack hit, it changed America. So I mentioned the Gaza's troops. They were fighting then. They said, no, we're not going to Gaza. Now, we were at the Mount of Beatitudes, where Jesus preached a sermon on the Mount. And we were by the river. It's a lake out there, some pews. And I heard a bomb. Man, in the distance. So I tell the tour guide, I ain't just trying to get in the car. Now, B ain't trying to get caught up. The bomb, I heard a bomb. So I say, hey man, that's a bomb. He said, don't worry about it. He said, man, don't worry about it. I said, man. So that's close what he got. I don't know how far it is from Gaza, but anyway, I'm saying, why would they bomb that? Okay, I'm saying, hear from the horse's mouth. Okay, Trump. I had to talk politics in my Bible, talk about Trump tonight. Because half of the country is going to believe that Israel bombed that place. Not half Israel, just that area. They believe it like hook, line, and sinker. And people believe Trump. half of the people here believe it was fraud. Half of the people believe it. Pastor Byron, you always, okay, I'm just saying. I'm not Tony Evans. I'm not them boys to break this down. I've been watching politics now 15. This killer brew, blame her. She started talking about Ronald Reagan and world history, world geography class, and ball, how I got off the ball, this killer brew. And I got interested in Reagan and all of them. And went home and asked my mom, are we Democrats or Republicans? I went home and asked Mom. Mom said, the Democrats for the poor and Republicans for the rich. That's all she said. It was for me to figure it out. Okay? So I began to watch. Now here, I'm going to make this analogy. You got to hear it from the horse's mouth. Okay, and it's okay for Trump to say it's fraud. Well, it's okay to disagree with an election. What's wrong with disagreeing with an election? What's wrong with that? People disagree with the election. Okay, when they disagree, they do a recount. They say, man, the votes weren't right. The votes, so they mess up on the vote. The voting machines, they messed up. So they do a recount. Okay, they do a computerized recount, right? Digital, computer. They do a manual recount, right? That means vote for vote by hand. That means hand by vote. Okay. Then you can hire somebody private, like Trump. I think he hired the people in Arizona. He paid $6 million for them to come in and count. Okay, they had to do it. He still lost. With them, I really can't remember the other one because it wasn't that funny. But with them, it was so funny because Biden gained votes. He paid the folks $6 million. I thought they was going to lie or whatever. But them folks came back and said, man, actually, Biden got picked up a couple of votes, and the deal we did, you lost votes. Or Trump ain't want to hear that. I'm saying, you have okay, if that's not good, I'm saying half of the country believes they're going to be hearing from the horse's mouth. Okay, they're not going to believe it. No matter what you do. Okay, then on top of that, Trump, he filed 60 lawsuits in different states. He filed 60 lawsuits against the election. He won 1 out of 60, maybe over 60. He won, maybe in 63. He won 1, but it wasn't no fraud. They say they turned the votes in late. Some states turned 2,000 votes in late. He won that case. All they said in all the other cases was, they said, show me the fraud. Show me the fraud. Show me, man's 18 Wheeler had a lot of votes. The lady, the black girl, her mama, they suing them now for slander, and they probably won, however that's going. But Julian told me he broke now. Now I see why he said he broke it. They're gonna sue him for slandering their name. You know, some in Italy, some votes in Italy, and Italy hit the satellite. They said, man, show me it's the proof. And then, I don't know, they had all kinds of, the voting machines. Now, we do know the voting machines sued them for $1.6 billion, and they settled for almost $800 million, half of it. They settled because they don't want to get on the stand and say they knew it wasn't no fraud. I've been saying how we hear from the horse's mouth. Okay. So now, can I talk? I'm still in the Bible. Because Jacob, he went to his brother. It's a big deal. His brother had forgiven him. Forgive and forget and move on. His brother had forgiven him. And they hugged, kissed. And now he's about to get blessed. Jacob offered a lot of gifts to him. He offered a lot of gifts to his brother. He's a giver. His brother didn't want him, but Jacob kind of forced it on him. Okay? So I'm still talking about hearing from the horse's mouth. Now what I want to say even about Obama, because people say all kind of stuff. I got to see about Obama. I can't leave that out. I can't leave Obama out. I'm talking Bible, I'm talking politics, but you make up your own mind here from the horse's mouth. So, Obama people from Africa, his mom from Kansas, he raised in Hawaii. And Trump said that he wasn't born, he was born in Africa. It's so you remember they had the bird movement. Y'all, I'm not being silly. It's just funny to me. And then our next week is gonna be different because next week in chapter 34 is murder, rape, all kind of mess next week. Next week, okay, but not tonight. No, just don't want to hear from the horse's mouth. Trump said he wasn't born here. Talk bad about Obama. But we had to get Obama. They didn't really want Obama, but we was in a great recession, and the economy was doing so bad. I'm not saying they particularly wanted a black man or a half black man, you know, but the economy was so bad, Obama was the best alternative. So everybody had something to say. They still talking bad about him. What they talking bad about now, because some people tuned in a couple weeks ago on my Facebook, but she was into the gay thing. She was into the gay thing, like what they did the gay marriage. So I'm gonna talk about that. But Obama, I'm gonna tell you why I believe he did the gay thing. I'm not against gay people. But his job wasn't to do that. His job was to get the economy back going. It said it was 3.7 million foreclosures. It was 3.7 million foreclosures. Can you imagine? They ruined the housing market with Bush. They ruined the housing market. GMC was bankrupt. If you drive a Cadillac today, they were bankrupt. I got a picture of a new Hummer out here. It's a new Hummer out here at this car line. The new Hummers. They were going to sell Hummer to China. That's the first thing. When they go bankrupt, they break them up into parts. China won the Hummer division. Okay. Ford didn't go bankrupt, but Chrysler went bankrupt. I'm saying when Obama got in office, they were bankrupt. Wall Street was bankrupt. Chrysler was bankrupt. The housing market was bankrupt. They were losing 800. I'm going with Wikipedia. I'm gonna show you the reason I got my laptop today. I'm gonna show you. I'm getting my stuff set up at the church now. It might take a couple weeks to get it where I put it on my screen. I'm getting that set up right now. I'll be showing you the picture and all that. I'm kind of ghetto right now, but bear with me. He come in, believe this, they were losing 800,000 jobs a month. When Obama got in office, they were losing 800,000. They said, B, that can't be true, B. Come on, man, B, man, say it from the horse's mouth. Okay, I'm gonna show you on the computer. That's why I got my computer today. So I got my computer. On how close you can get, Key. Show them. Will it show backwards if I show them on here? Yeah, come up close. Or how you gonna do it? Okay, I got the computer. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna go up. This is job losses. Can you see that, Key? You see it? Mm-hmm. Job losses by the Great Recession. Mm-hmm. Okay, they break it down by the month. I put my glasses on. They break it down by the month. Okay, if I go down, so you see 2008. See 2008 here. Bush was still in office 2008. Obama won in November 2008. So let's say 800,000 jobs lost that month. December, even though you get elected in November, you don't start office till January. So he started in January 2009. 800,000 jobs lost that month when Obama got in office. His thing wasn't the gay thing. His main thing was the economy. He deal with the gay thing later. So we see over, we look right here, it says job loss, job loss, job loss. In March of 789, it's right at 800,000. 682,000 jobs lost. It go down, come back up, go down, now we're 300, 200. It's still a job loss. 09, because because they was tripping at the high school. So I sent my kids to school with this. And them teachers started tripping, running their mouth about Obama. I say, show them this. Show them what Wikipedia say. Say he's so bad. Job loss. I sent them to school with this. I make them watch it 30 minutes a day. Just a little news for 30 minutes. Okay, job created. It took them a whole year to get jobs created. 64,000 jobs, but they went out the woods yet. So job loss. Now we're down to 40,000. Went from 800,000, 40,000. Okay, now we see jobs created for a few months. 189,230, 516,000 jobs created. But still the bad month. Job loss, loss. Job created. Okay, he got in the 09, so this will be 2 years, but just right before 2 years, we see jobs created. 220,000, 121,000. See job created. See jobs created. See jobs created. 2011, job created. No more job loss. Job created. This is what Obama did. His main thing wasn't the gay thing. It was the economy. That's what Obama did. Job created. You can look it up yourself. Wikipedia, U.S. job loss during the Great Recession. And this is broken down by the month. By the months. Okay. Thank you, Brother King. Thank you. Okay. And all the way until Trump got in office. When Trump got in office, it was already good. Gas was down to $1.99. When Obama got in office, gas was $6 in Atlanta, California. $6, $7. You couldn't sell no Escalade, couldn't sell no dually trucks. When Obama got in office, we were in a recession. They were bankrupt. They couldn't sell no, the gas was so high. Now the gas is up a little bit, not like that. I'll show you where, it's on my Facebook, to where Saudi Arabia, and they hate on Israel kind of right now. They don't recognize Israel as a state. They stopped producing a million barrels of oil a day to make our gas go up right now. They stopped producing $1 million barrels a day right now, but Biden's still trying to handle it. What I'm saying, okay, now we're back on the gay thing. Okay, I'm saying why they believe it. Well, why they believe why they want to hear from the horse's mouth? Why they want to get good references to go to everybody? So now the gay thing, because people, that's what they come on my Facebook about. And Biden was with him. Biden was with Obama. He's the vice president. And Obama said he let Biden go over the Recovery Act. Because he didn't want to argue with the people in Congress like they argue, like the Republicans argue now with one another. They just put McCarthy out to Speaker of the House, and the guy that wanted to get in, they're not going to hire him. Because Trump will tell him what to do. So, the election denier. But the gay thing, so the guy was saying, man, the gay thing, they gay, it's Biden's fault. How is Biden's fault? Folks, people gay. I ain't mad when Biden's gay. I'm talking about Obama first, they're going to shoot a slug. Okay? Obama was tripping because I ran across some people, when they were gay, sometimes the family disown them. They disown people that's gay. Then they give it a partner, and some of them be together 10, 15, 20 years, 25, 30 years. They be together till they die sometimes. Okay? When they be together that long, sometimes one of them gets sick, or one of them die. But when they get sick and they're in the hospital, and the one is sick and one come to see him, okay, the family show up. But realize the family already disowned them. These people been together for 25 years. The family come in, put the partner out the room, put them out the hospital. Why? Because they're not married. They have no rights. They'll do them at the house. When they get to the house, somebody died, even though they bought the house together, but probably one of them name is on there. Here come the family, put the surviving partner out, come and put them out. But they already disowned that person. And they already disowned them, and this partner been paying the bills and helping out. They put them out. Why? Because they're not married. And that's what pushed them. We have somebody in Warden, right? Was somebody at the fire department or something, when something happened, they say, is he a man or what? He was born. Somebody said thought it was a woman. That was some years ago in Warden. Oh, wait up. Okay. I think I'm right. You can do your own research on that. So, okay. So you can't blame him for that. It wasn't just, only said, did they say holy matrimony or not? I don't know. But, okay, now here go my slug. Here go my slug. Cause right, I'm just saying, before my slug said it, like they try to blame it on Biden, his job is the economy. If you're working, he's doing his job. You can't blame gay on him. You can't if you want to. Okay, now here go my slug. Some folk, they heterosexual, which means they don't do same sex. They do opposite sex, which is cool. That's what they're supposed to do, opposite sex. Okay, but they're not getting married. They're not getting married. They're heterosexual. How can they knock a gay person for getting married? You got some straight folk. They won't commit. They won't commit to no marriage. You can't get along with the opposite sex. They can't get along with them. You know, he treat her like another guy. He treat her like, no, she's a female. You can't treat the female like another guy. Like another jigger. Treat like a jigger. I'm saying she's not a knucklehead, that's a female. So, okay, then the girl, she said the guy not sensitive enough. Okay, but he's a guy. You can't expect the guy to be that sensitive. He can't be that, he's a guy. He can't be that sensitive. He's trying to, okay, you might have to give it another woman because the guy gotta be a man. I'm just saying, people heterosexual, but they won't get committed. But we want you to commit. I want you to think about what I'm saying and try to work on getting married then. If you're knocking somebody about getting married, the gay folk, okay, they usually not think about time or not. If you don't, I'm just saying. I can say it because I don't have that many members. I can say it, but the big preachers can't say it. It ruin their church. They don't know who in there gay. They can't say it. The televangelists can't hardly say it. They can't even. I'm not judging. I'm just talking about it. They can't even talk about it because it's a sensitive issue, a touchy issue, and so forth. Okay, so that's my point on that. Why they believe? Why they knock Obama? Why they knock Biden? And their main job is the finances. Okay, being blessed. It's the economy. If you working, that's what they're supposed to do. The other stuff is hard for you to deal with that. And to tell you the truth, I didn't want him to do it. Obama. He come in with Obamacare, want to leave his legacy, to revamp the the medical. He had to redo the medical because they've been trying to do it for 50 years. He did it with Obamacare. Okay, his first 4 years, and he did gay marriage. We say, man, he's not gonna get elected again. See, he's not gonna get elected. If he do that, he's not gonna think he didn't get elected again. You think he didn't? He did get elected again. Because why? The economy was the main thing. Folks wanted to start working. They wanted to get out the economy. So that's the job now. Okay. And so now here, what I want to talk about, some say that's the number one verse, 10 and 4. But with me, no. He buying the land was the number one verse, naming Israel. But before that, they talk about blessings. Buy our blessings, buy our talk about. Okay, it's in the Bible about the blessings though. I got to talk about. We're talking about hell when I get to hell. We're talking about hell. Hell, and we bust hell wide open. We're talking about it. But now I'm in the Bible. We're not talking about hell tonight. It's not really talking about salvation so much, but because that was Jesus. But these are the patriarchs, and but it was a lot. He forgave. So got to be some forgiving in your salvation, probably. Some forgiving in your salvation. So that's what they did. Hug, they kissed, and then after 20 years. Okay. But the 10th verse says, and Jacob said, nay, I pray thee, if now I have found grace in thy sight, then receive my present at my hand, for therefore I have seen thy face, as though I had seen the face of God, and thou wast pleased with me. Or Jacob is saying to his brother Esau. He humbled himself down, he giving his big brother his props. Okay. He said, take, I pray thee, my blessing that is brought to thee, because God had dealt graciously with me, and because I have enough, and he urged him, and he took it. Okay? So, it's these animals that he tried to give his brother a lot of animals as a gift offering. So we see that Jacob is still a giver. He's still a giver. I like to say the 10%. So now he's giving 10% to somebody, to his brother. He's giving him an offering. He's giving him a blessing. He's giving it to him. And he says, take, I pray, he said, I've been good. God can bless me. I had this promise with God, you know, just bow to God. He said, bring me back home safe. It was rough getting back home. He did 20 years, man. It was rough coming back. Then he ran and all that stuff from Laban, his father-in-law. Now he's running. Okay, it was a rough 20 years, but God kept his word to him. Okay, what did he give? Let's see. He gave all them animals. He gave animals back in this verse here. He gave in 32. Go back to 32. He gave 200 she-goats and 20 he-goats, 200 ewes and 20 rams, 30 milch camels. You know, camels are big. The camels got to be worth something. They said the donkey, except in jackass he gave, said the donkey is a Holy Land 4-wheel drive. The donkey. It says 30 milch camels with their coats. They had babies. Okay, so that's 60. 40 kine and 10 bulls. 20 she-asses and 10 foals. He giving. And of course they ranchers. They have cattle, livestock. And he gave that to them. Did I make sense with that? He gave that to them. Now I don't know what's gonna happen in Israel. But this is Jacob. His name was changed to Israel. And then we're going to look on here and see where he named the state. But it's a blessing in it. These are... Why are you saying that, Pastor Byron? Because I'm on the 33rd chapter. That's why I'm saying this. I'm on the 33rd chapter. And they talk about hell and so much other stuff in the Bible. When they mention people getting blessed, I like to take note of it. Because when I got home, after going to church at 24, 25 years old, I was like, man, somebody said somebody got blessed. You know, I'm expecting somebody to go to hell. But I get home like, man, they talking about somebody got blessed. Right here, Homer giving him all that. His brother turned it down. He said, man, I already got enough. I got enough. I don't want it. And Jacob said, please take it. He said, I don't want it. He said, but if you insist, here. Esau brought 400 men with him, not the women. He brought 400 men with him. So I don't know if he's the mayor of the city or in the military or what. He said, I don't need it. So I'm saying they both were blessed. Abraham's kids were blessed. Ishmael was blessed. Isaac was blessed. Now Isaac's kids are blessed. Esau and Jacob, they blessed. We thought that since he married them his women, that's gonna mess him up. But it didn't financially. He said he married a third lady, Ishmael's daughter. And we'll see later on somebody else married Ishmael's daughter. It's somebody from Esau, I think. Okay, that's my later on study. I don't want to get ahead of myself. But it's talking about blessings, man. Okay, King David was blessed. Job was blessed. Noah, it said the football, I'm sorry, the ark, the boat that Noah built was like the size of 2 football fields. Can you believe that? Tell me he wasn't blessed. Tell me the yacht, see the yacht come through town the other day with an escort. Had to move folk around for that yacht, nice yacht. 2 football fields. It had certain kind of woods and you put pitch in there where baby will float. Had the pitch and tar. Say tar and pitch. I'm saying, when you think about it, because I'm saying I got to the church and I got into real estate. I'm talking about real estate at the end of this year because he bought a lot. He bought some land, and he called it Israel. He should buy some land. So I bought my first house at 27 years old. God blessed me. Once I got into church, you know, we raised in apartments. And I tell my friends, I said, man, I see you buy you a house, man. Bad credit, slow credit, whatever. And man, it's a scam, B. I said, man, they say you can buy a house. Bad credit, slow credit, good credit, you can buy a house. They said, man, it's just a scam, B. I said, man, come on, every night. And we got to hear from the horse's mouth. Now, we all live in apartments. We don't live in no house. We live in our friends live in apartments. Okay? But they right. They're right because you might find favor from somebody. If you stop and ask, they might say, I know your daddy, or I know your people. I only finance it for you. I mean, they feel, don't let them down, you know, they kind of feel that you mean what you say, and this and that, and you ain't getting high, you're not, you know, partying a lot. They kind of, it matters a lot. So you can't go by what people say. As I was saying, so they was negative about it. No. God bless me with that. So I was at the church. I did a real estate investment back when I was 27. I come out of about 25 G's. 25 G's, a real estate deal, like they said. And I'm a tither. I was giving. It took me to Israel because I was tithing. I was tithing like that. And I'm on radio broadcast 27. I was paying that back over the time, paying to the radio station. $500 a month, $125 a week to the radio station. And so I was staying outside the church, and I got got that money. I got my wife the Mercedes, old diesel Mercedes back in the day to put some extreme momos on that baby. Extreme momos. Okay, I remember the momos. How they got elbows, gorillas now. Got the momos on there with the circles. And then I got me Infinity with some wishbones on them, baby. Y'all remember the wishbone? Now they got the blades, but back then they had the wishbone. And I was still outside the church, I'm saying, and the guy come up, he say, man, what y'all doing? What y'all doing? So I said, man, I'm just outside with the kids, because they make too much noise in there. They didn't have a fellowship. Pastor Robinson over here, he had his Cadillac. Pastor Smith over here. My grandmother was a pastor. And she got a big Continental or something. And so he said, man, what y'all doing? I said, man, I'm just outside because my kids making a lot of noise in the church, just chilling. And he said, man, you must be doing something. So I said, man, what you trying to say? He said, well, you got me. You look at my card. I said, what you trying to say? Well, you must be doing. I said, hold up, man. What you trying to say? I'm doing something. What you trying to? Or you trying to say I'm slanging to get these cards? It's a real estate deal, fool. Look. The dope dealers here, most of them on bicycles. You got 1, 2, and nice cars. I said, the preacher. I said, man, look, the preacher been had it going on. The preacher. Because we little kids, we put up to the gas station, and we put with our mom, right? We little kids. I was there after the picture. We with our mom, but we see an old man put gas in his car. He had a long car, photo car, was a Buick or something, long Buick. He got a hat, his brim, he got Stacey Adams on, he got his pants pulled up high, you know, suspended. We know that's a preacher, man. He got a big body. The preacher been had it going on, but they fool you to make you think the streets got it going on. Then the preacher come through that baby with a jet. That preacher, or he come through there with 2 helicopters, now they mad. The preacher been had it. Just saying, man. My cousin, they was in jail. I was doing jailhouse ministry. When I first got in the church, I wanted to give back to the community. I was doing jailhouse ministry. And so they said, this guy said that I had too much stuff. Because God started blessing me with this. I do got a lot of stuff. So God started, but it's just beer money that I didn't spend on beer no more. I got money to buy that stuff. I didn't smoke no more. I quit wasting money. So I said, Byron got a lot. He got to be doing something. Here I go again. I got to hear this again. Byron got to be doing something. He got to be doing something. They're not saying Byron don't drink no more. No, they're saying he got to be doing something. He's sneaking and drinking. No, I don't drink no more. I hate alcohol now. God took the taste out of my mouth. I don't want to drink. I don't want to be around no drunk people. Okay? He must be doing something. And so my cousin agreed with him. That would hurt me kind of. You my cousin, right? Yeah, he got too much. Okay, so what you trying to say? You trying to say, I'm doing what you doing, what you in jail for? If I was doing what you doing, I'd be in jail. You just stuck thinking that's the way to go, but you stuck. You try to put the shirt on my back. No, man, I'm done. Man. Hell no, I'm working for mine. How do people live out in Del Norte, and live out in Bay Ridge, and live out in River Oaks, and live out in these suburbs because they working at the plant and at the school and stuff. That's who live out there. Maybe 1 or 2 dope dealers out there. Maybe. I'm not hating on them. I'm just saying. And then it comes to the church. It comes Byron stealing from the church. Stealing from who? Y'all run all the people off by saying that. I ain't got number kids. I don't have number kids. Who I'm stealing from? How we could? No, my wife work our butt off. Work our butt off, and God bless her with the real estate investments. You know, I had my buildings before I got to church. I hope I had both of my buildings downtown before I got to church, and before I moved out here. Let me see. Yeah, trying to see if it was paid for before. It was almost paid for when I moved out here. No, I ain't got the. But you take it from who? I don't have nobody. No operators, no RNs, no school teachers, no welders to go to my church. No. I mean, I'm not mad at them, but the barbershop have all of them. The barbershop have them. So, I've been saying, if they ask me to hear from the horse's mouth, I can tell them. I can hear from the horse's mouth. I don't know what I'm talking about, hear from the horse's mouth. Why? Why are you saying that? Why? Why you believe that? Why they believing that Israel blew up the hospital? Why would that benefit them? Why? They want to believe it. They hate me. Why? Why they want to say that? Because they hate me. They pure hate. One of the fellas from the hood, he said, man, they dry hating. Whatever that it sound, I don't know it. Man, they dry hating. What that mean, Key?
Hate for no reason.
For no reason. Hate for no. Well, I think these people do have a reason, but why? Why they? Okay. Because we talk about blessings, so why they believe a lie before the truth? Why they believe? Because either they want to believe it. They want to, or they want. You know, for my case, they try to starve me out. They don't come here, starve me out. But God got his own way, because I might be better with less folk. Because they ain't got, you know, I don't have a lot of patience with older people, I don't think. But when I'm working with, for as church is concerned, I have a lot of patience with kids. I have a lot of patience with kids. But when people mess it, no, I don't. I don't have a lot of mess. No, I don't have a lot of patience with mess. So, okay, so here it says that he bought some land. He bought the land, and Jacob journeyed to Sichem and built him a house. They built him a house, okay, and made booths for his cattle. Therefore, the name of the place was called Sichem. And Jacob came to Sichem, a city of Sichem, which is in the land of Canaan, when he came from Padanaram and pitched his tent before the city, and he bought a parcel of land. He bought a parcel of field, where he had spread his tent at the hand of the children of Hemor, Shechem's father, for 100 pieces of money. It said 100 pieces of money. Don't say shekels. It said 100 pieces of money. So he bought some land. And we want you to buy, if you can, if you want to. We want you to buy some land. Because when he bought the land, that's in 19. It's 33 and 19. And then 20 verse says, and he erected there an altar and called it El-Elise-Israel. It's in the Bible. He named it. He bought it. He could name it. He bought it. He was in Canaan. He was in Canaan land. He named it. He left. It's terrible because there was a famine in that land, and with Joseph was there over Egypt, got sold into slavery. His brothers were dead wrong, sold into slavery. But then Israel and his family came over there for refuge from the famine, and they became slaves later on. They became slaves in Egypt. So he had left this land because of the famine in the land. But he still paid for that land and bought it. That's what the Bible says. I know they're going to say about Esau. I'm going to show you later on in Genesis. But Esau left with his people because that's Jacob's brother. They got back together, but they had too much cattle, and so Esau left himself while Jacob was still there. Then later on, Jacob left because there was a famine there, but he came back. They fighting today over this land because all of Jacob's kids got land. They got land too. And then it became all Israel. All the children of Israel, the 12 tribes of Israel, Esau had chiefs. He had chiefs in this thing. And maybe even kings. Kings too. Before King David. Okay. But these were the tribes of Israel. They had tribes with Israel. That became where they fighting at today. So we say that ain't them. All right, whatever. I'm just teaching the Bible and how I look at it. I'm not trying to be negative. I'm trying to be positive. And you can read your own self. My friend Gino been texting me. Bub, Aaron, Jack, they've been texting me from Galveston. Homeboys I grew up with, played ball with. They've been texting me, so we've been talking. I'm glad they text me. Now, I don't mean to, be point blank with that. They into it. They try to see. They say the black folk and the Jews, and hey man, they say we the original Jews. Okay, however, I'm an African American now, so I'm a Jew. I think I'm a black Jew, so I'm a businessman. We'll get into that later on about you walk by his statutes and by his laws that he told the Jews, and they walked around the 10 Commandments. I don't know if I got 10 Commandments hanging up in my house. I don't know. This is my altar right here. But our parents, they all had a little plate or something on the wall said 10 Commandments. So for one thing, the Jews learned the 10 Commandments early. Don't be killing and don't be stealing and don't be lying and all of that, bearing false witness and all of that. So we'll get to that later. So I'm not knocking nobody, whatever they claim to be. Somebody said we the Hebrews, we the children. All right, I heard a guy on the news, all this fighting going on. He's some military dude. He was saying something, and they were translating for him. And then the commentator said, man, the news anchor say, he talking Hebrew. I can understand the word he was saying. So, okay, if you Hebrew, but you don't know Hebrew, you know English. Just saying, you might be Hebrew, but man, I'm African American. I'm proud to be black. I'm proud. And I don't want to be over there fighting. I want to be here in America. Our president, they sending folk over there, they're going over there, they're dealing with it. Biden, he's not jumping and running, he's walking like a man of wisdom. He ain't hollering, and they want him to holler and talk real. No, he talking business. He said, I'm going to leave. Y'all talking about he old. He said, we're going to give $100 million. Think folk, they worry about him hollering it out. I'm going to give $100 million. Now I'm going to give $100 million. That's all he needs to say. He not be hollering about that, talking strong. And, he talk. We're going to give $100 million, and we're going to do this and do that. And we here, we got the ships out here, we want nobody to jump in, want them to open the gate over here. You got to talk real strong. From Egypt, let them in over there, bring in the aid, and they got the folk with the bomb. He ain't from the horse's mouth. I know. So I hope, okay, my closing, I hope they take their time, because, it's by right within 20 minutes or 10 minutes, they can say, well, Israel did it, they did it. Okay, now, man, you got to research. You can't jump in 10 minutes and holler. We don't know if you're lying or not. Then they come back, they got a, I don't know what they talking, they got it translated, but they tapped the phone. The dude said, yeah, man, the bomb, they said the bomb, what the scrap metal ain't from, it can't be. And they do the research, they said the scrap metal, they ain't the same, the rockets ain't the same. They boys investigate, they said the crater ain't the same. They said, man, when we shoot a bomb, the crater be like this here. But the hospital, they hit part of the hospital, so they hit part of the hospital. Then a lot of cars caught on fire. That's the fuel from the bomb, from the rocket that wasn't right. Then they said so many people died, but we ain't seen that many people. In the, you say it wasn't actually the hospital. It's in front of something. I'm not there, but y'all take the time to research it and see. The folk protest, 100,000 folk out in the street protesting. Okay. All right. All right. Why? They're about to do the thing. Why? Why would they do it? Why would they jump to conclusion? Why would they? I don't know, but we're praying for them. He said he's going to send the money over there to help them. And I hope, he said, hope it don't fall in terrorist hands. And they said something about that. But they the one, we vote them to do it. I'm not going to Israel. Not right now. They trying to get folk out of there. You know, they send, y'all know America cold-blooded? They send a cruise ship. They sent a cruise ship to get them, because the airport was closed or something. They sent a cruise ship to get the Americans out, to get them over to somewhere, to Saudi Arabia, get them out of there where they can fly home if they want to be. And they telling friends and everybody, say, man, look, y'all gotta get out of there. They telling their people, look, y'all get out, because it's a melting pot. So, but we hope they slow down and see what's going on. So that's why I might get some feedback. I ain't got no feedback tonight. I'm too far gone. They don't want to hear no politics, huh?
A lot of people viewed it though.
Oh yeah? They really don't want to hear. Okay, I'm taking too long. So I put a lot of facts out there tonight. I didn't want y'all to see that about Obama, and because some of you might not know what we's up against. And right now, if you working, it's a blessing. So the economy is the main thing I think. So we'll pray about the gay situation and the gay. People don't want to talk about that. I guess they don't want to talk about it, but they talk about it. They said it to me, so I'm just saying what somebody expressed to me. They expressed to me, and they said they're gonna block me because I ain't go along with them. They said I'm a black, well, you know, on my page anyway. So you can block me off my own page, because I said that Obama and Clinton, they saved America. So my whole thing was, with the economy, they talking about with the gay stuff. They did that, but man, we worry about the people working and making money. We worry about today. So, okay, I'm done. So I pray that you get you some land. Okay, my last thing, it'd be tragic. If my people come from Afghanistan and coming from Mexico, our neighbor, but they coming from Honduras, El Salvador, they come from farther over. So this Mexico land anyway, before we even got here. Mexico land, okay. So they're talking about the Battle of the Alamo and all that, Santa Ana and all them fighting for their land, okay. They come from Afghanistan and they're owning a piece of land for we own it. That's the tragedy behind it. They're owning it before we do, because okay, sometimes getting married will help you get some land. Sometimes, because two people is better than one. If you want to commit to a relationship, commit. I'm talking to the heterosexuals. too, as well as the gay. Said if they fussing about the gay people getting married, okay? Well, you get married. You get find somebody to settle down with, respect. It's God's way. Holy matrimony is God's way. So I invite anybody to do it. I think it'll be a blessing on their life. I believe so. Okay? So I'm done. To the hour and I started late. I'm getting off late. So I want to say peace, togetherness, love,